following video contains a new breed of PvP build. Legend has it, it was forged in a Japanese sweatshop in a small village south of Osaka, and holds the spirit of the Beverly Hills Ninja. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ninja? You're a ninja?
Aye.
Get out of here! You're a ninja!
Yeah. Big guys. Yeah. Ooh. Let's go. Chick so bad she never met Santa. She bad. Yeah. I don't even care. I never had manners. No way. Yeah. Been a couple years. Yeah, I must have stand. I do. Hey, sit while you rap 'cause you just can't stand. Yeah. Into my head, it gave me danger. I grew in and the girls go crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Holding me tight till I have my baby. Say what? Yeah, I'ma be a player till my age turn 80. I'm a big flow tsunami, I'm wavy. At the mom with a chick named Stacy. I just hear a beat go beast, that's rabies. What's up? What's up? Really, that's me, that's up. I've been working on getting that buzz and finally refill my cup. Okay. I don't even have shit to prove. I did all the things I said I do. It's way too fun with the haters moving, and now I wanna make it just because I choose. Fuck with me. Now I want it all, that's luxury. Step up in the party, they bumping me. Step up in the party, she running me. 300 in a month, that's fun to me. And all couple mans wanna punch me. All they ever throw is these subs to me. You ever see me out, they run for me. Chick so bad, she never met Santa. She bad. Yeah, I don't even care, I never had manners. No way. Yeah, been a couple years, yeah, I must have stand. I do. Hey, sit while you rap 'cause you just can't stand. Into my head, it gave me danger. I go in, way too tight like Ottoman. What is not enough, just call a friend. Way too cold like my Ottomans. Got this drive at the Zerba bands. Way too turn up, swerve the bands. We are not a couple with your serpentine. I'm almost on my dirt again. This the one, got him all shook like a hit and run. Been a couple years, but I just begun. Fending myself and I'm almost done. Oh God, I'm faded, yeah. My mom gon' hate this, yeah. I just can't fake this, nah. Bounce away when I lay this. Chick so bad, she never met Santa. She bad. Yeah, I don't even care, I never had manners. No way. Yeah, been a couple years, yeah, I must have stand. I do. Hey, sit while you rap 'cause you just can't stand. Into my head, gave me danger.
Bitch, I'm geek like Urkel off the fucking bourbon. I hear them posers talking, I ain't worried 'cause they not that person. I'm still the fucking man, I'm just an upgraded version, yeah. And I keep to myself, this world is full of rats and vermin. Hey, they ain't fucking with me like I am a virgin. I ain't going back to broke, oh hell no, I am done for certain. These bro boys make me sick, I really think I am allergic. If you ain't about some business, then to me you fucking worthless. Baby, don't you know you fucking with the realest? I know coast to coast, the real one's gonna feel this. Like the greatest teacher, richest trial and error. The only man that I could be with is the man in my mirror. Let's go.
Chick so bad, she never met Santa. She bad.
I just love the smell of fear.
Parkour! He slimed me.
Hello, check your banana.
I always spank my dough. Who's your daddy?
Highly gifted, my jacket's thrifted. Watch me get a pattern shifted, just acting different. Living in my minutes, I'm catalytic. That's why they love the jacket style like it's on a Civic. I will never pull the strings like an oligarch. I do my dance at the club with the lonely hearts. Watching all these little men try and be Bonapartes and make the rest of us deal with their broken parts. Despite evil, I like people. Put your hands in the air if you're bipedal. Yeah, if life is a film, give me 5 sequels. Trying to pull my thread through the plot like a fine needle. All of these lines equal proof that I live alone. Got the benefit of time to deliver flows. Eating creamy peanut butter, buddy, I lick the bowl. Brings my soul body into the physical. New cards, new deck, new light. King of cups, he comes upright. Always, all days, all night. See, do I, do I, do I. New cards, new deck, new light. King of cups, he comes upright. Always, all days, all nights, sing do I, do I, do I.
Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going, and welcome back to another Division 2 build video. Today we're going to be checking out this awesome PvP build. This is my Title Update 17 Pulse Resistance Heartbreaker Ninja build. I've been wanting to make this build since we got Heartbreaker and Pulse Resistance to the game, but previously you would have needed 5 max pulse mods to make that happen. And unfortunately I still can't even get my hands on one. So I've just waited, and now with the Ninja Backpack I can do it. And let me tell you champions, this is an awesome build for both team and solo PvP. Are there counters to this build? Yes. Will other builds beat it? Sometimes. But will you have heaps of fun using it? 100% guaranteed.
Levels of fun may vary.
This build's got some crazy damage. It works at both close range and long range, and we're also countering half the meta builds that are currently roaming the DZ. Now I really hope you all enjoyed the opening gameplay. I did work really hard on that montage, and I tried adding a few new things just to mix it up. And I also know that I'm going to be getting a shitload of comments complaining about me using right foam. If you don't like it, don't use it. If you don't like facing it, learn to counter it. I'm well aware how cheesy it is, but there's a heap of other cheesy cheap kill shit that's in the game that everyone else uses. It's not so much of a if you can't beat them, join them situation, it's more of a work smarter, not harder. A lot of players are now realizing how strong foam can be in team play, and I'm seeing it more and more often. And yes, it does take a certain level of, let's say, skill ability to make sure that you're using it effectively. But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is focus more on how awesome the build is, and not the skills that get used to complement or add cheesiness to the build. But before we get stuck into the build, welcome back to all you amazing subscribers. If you are new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, you know what to do, pull your finger out and give that sub button a click. Make sure you engage with this video, a like, a share, a comment, it all helps with the magic and the wizardry of the YouTube algorithm. Doing all this stuff is going to help the channel and our amazing community grow. And don't forget to check me out on all my other socials including Twitch, Discord, Facebook, the works. All the links are in the description below. Righto then, with all that said and done, let's get into the build. 1 red, 6 blues, 1 skill tier, and because we've got the specialization of Technician, we actually get a second skill tier. And our armor's going to be sitting at about 1.8 million. This balance of core attributes works great in PvP. Now the build consists of the new Ninja Backpack, which acts as a wildcard. So we really have 3 pieces of Yell and 4 pieces of the Heartbreaker gear set. For our specialization, we're going to be using Technician, mainly for that linked laser pointer. It's going to make life easy when it comes to proccing our weapon talent and our gear set talent. Technician also provides us with a passive skill tier. This will impact our skills in different ways depending on what skill you want to use. And we also get 50% pulse resistance. This is a standard perk for every specialization. So you can definitely make different versions of pulse resistance builds with other specializations. For our primary weapon, I've kind of reverted back to my old ways of using guns that aren't max expertised. So just imagine how much better the build would be if my expertise was upgraded to 22% on this gun. The reason I like the Carbine 7 is it's a super accurate and stable gun, and it's very user friendly. It's got high RPM and works great with the Heartbreaker gear set. For the talent, we're going to be using Flatline. It amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. So we're using the Technician linked laser pointer. All that we need to do is aim which pulses the target, then we shoot. It's pretty easy and it's easy damage. For the attachments, we've got a crit hit chance scope, the extended mag, the linked laser pointer, do make sure this one's equipped, and we've also got a crit hit chance muzzle. For our secondary weapon, we're using the ACS-12 shotgun. This is a high rate of fire automatic shotgun, and each shotgun pellet provides a stack for Heartbreaker. Using the ACS-12 at close range to build up those Heartbreaker stacks to get bonus armor and bonus damage can take some practice, especially if you're fighting meta builds or sweaty players. The talent on the ACS-12 is also Flatline. You could definitely opt for a different talent here to cover yourself if you're fighting other pulse resistance builds. But to be honest, the base damage across this build has sufficient damage to take on those players anyway. If we do encounter those situations, we might just need to play a little bit smarter and we won't be able to gain our bonus armor from them. Now, while I was using this build, I did have the Busy Little Bees saved to the loadout. However, the Busy Little Bees now copped a massive nerfing in PvP. I did cover that in a previous video. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out after this. It's only a few minutes long. So I suggest using something like the Orbit or the TDI card with the Talon Finisher. Righto, so that's the specialization and the guns. Now let's get into the build. First up, we've got the Heartbreaker mask. As you can see, we've got all 4 of the bonuses active by just having 3 pieces. That's because of the Ninja Backpack. Heartbreaker will give us 15% AR and LMG damage, 15% weapon handling, and the talent Heartstopper. Headshots apply a pulse for 5 seconds. That's pretty cool, but because we're being lazy and using the linked laser pointer, we pulse everything we aim at. Weapon hits on pulsed enemies adds a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1% damage to pulsed enemies, up to 50 stacks. So that's 50% bonus armor and an extra 50% weapon damage. 2 stacks are lost each second. Now we can keep that bonus damage active all the time by constantly shooting pulse targets. But if our bonus armor is depleted and we're at max stacks, we need to wait for those stack numbers to go down a bit before we can get bonus armor again. This is just something to keep in mind when you're face tanking players. Now the attributes on this one, I didn't even realize that I hadn't maxed them out yet. So I've been running around with 123k armor, 6% crit chance, and I've got a 9.8% pulse resistance mod. Our total pulse resistance on this build will be 99.8%. That's perfect. It means that we're going to get the notification that we've been pulsed, but we're not actually pulsed. So we're going to be nerfing other players that we face that are relying on pulsing us to proc their talent, such as other Heartbreaker builds, Flatline and Spotter. If you're at 100%, you get all those advantages by nerfing other builds, but you don't get alerted that you've been pulsed. This definitely could impact your situational awareness. For the chest piece, we've got the Heartbreaker chest. We've got max armor, crit hit chance, and a crit hit damage mod. Now we are using the chest to unlock the chest talent, max beats per minute. This is going to increase our Heartstopper stacks from 50 to 100. So now we can get up to 100% bonus armor, giving us a total armor pool of over 3.6 million, and we can also get an extra 100% weapon damage. If you wanted to run a brand set piece here so you could use a normal talent, something like Unbreakable for added survivability, or something damage based like Spotter, go for it. Feel free to do the old switcheroo, but let me know in the comments which variation you preferred. For the holster, we've got the first of 2 pieces of YAL, but remember the Ninja Backpack will unlock the 3rd bonus. So we're going to get 10% hazard protection, 5% weapon damage, and a massive 40% pulse resistance. So let's quickly add that up. We've got 40 from YAL, 50 from our specialization, and that 9.8% pulse mod. We've got max armor, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. Yes, I do understand that YAL can be a bit tricky to get because it is a DZ exclusive brand set, but this setup's not what you use in PvE, it's a very PvP specific build. However, sometimes these items do pop up your clan vendor, so just keep an eye out on my vendor reset videos. And even if that YAL piece isn't what you're looking for, pick it up, deconstruct them, get the YAL materials, and then craft whatever else you want. For the knee pads, we've got Heartbreaker, they've got max armor and max crit hit damage. And the gloves are YAL, they're max armor, max crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. And the last piece on the build is what makes it awesome, it's the new Ninja Bike Messenger Backpack. Without this item, the build's incomplete.
From the depths of hell, this has been resurrected as if it cannot die.
We get a core weapon damage roll, a core armor, and a skill tier, and we've got a crit hit chance mod. The talent's called Resourceful. Slots in with any equipped gear set or brand set item to fulfill the requirements towards unlocking the gear bonus. And it can unlock bonuses for multiple sets at the same time. All that means is treat it like a wild card. On this build, it's going to count as the 3rd piece of YAL and the 4th piece of Heartbreaker. So that covers the build. Now what skills do you want to use? Well, in PvP, don't be afraid to change up your skills as you need to. The Defender drone on this setup is really strong because we've got those 2 skill tiers, which means that we can mitigate nearly 20% damage. So if you're fighting someone with an expertise level 22 gun, you have nerfed all but 2% of their upgrades. That's how strong this thing can be, and if you play it correctly, even better. The decoy is another great option on this build because we can't get pulsed, so we can drop our decoy and do a few sneak attacks. And if you're not lactose intolerant, go full cheese and use the riot foam. On this setup, we get 4 charges in this sucker, so who cares if we miss a couple? As cheesy as you all might think it is, foam is great when people want to server push you or pop shot from cover. But if foam's too cheesy and you don't want to use it, you don't have to. Skills on these sorts of builds are player preference, so make up your own mind what you want to use. Righto then, fine print time, let's check out the stat sheet. We've got 50% crit hit chance and 93% crit hit damage. It's low, I know. But using the Ninja Backpack to make these sorts of gear set hybrid builds, you'll always lack in the crit stats, it's just the way it's going to be. We've got 40% all weapon damage and 45% AR damage. Our Heartbreaker gear set can provide us with a further 100% weapon damage, so that's going to take us to 185% weapon damage. And we're also going to get that amplified damage from our weapons damage to targets out of cover roll and our flatline talent. So there's more than enough damage on this build to take on most servers, and we're also going to be countering a big portion of meta builds by speccing into pulse resistance. So that's the build champions, my title update 17 pulse resistance Heartbreaker ninja build. It's an awesome build to use, it's pretty simple to make, and I 100% guarantee that you'll have fun using it.
Levels of fun may exceed expectations and result in sore thumbs.
So what do you reckon? Are you going to be a champion and have a crack at making my pulse resistance Heartbreaker ninja build? What modifications would you make? Let me know down below. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, champions, and like always, show your content creators your support, like, share, comment, and subscribe. All this kind of stuff really does help support myself and the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum out.